Hey everyone, Harlan Kilstein here. I want to start as we reverse engineer what we did yesterday with a story about a king who was traveling through the woods with an entire company of his men. And they passed a barn, and on the side of the barn there was a man pulling arrows out of the bullseye of a target painted on the side of the barn. And every arrow was in the bullseye. And he said, "That's amazing. I need this man to be one of my royal archers." So the king gave the order, and all of the troops halted. The king dismounted, and the man saw the king, and he said, "Your Majesty, what an honor." And he said, "No, a greater honor would be if you joined my royal archers." And the man began to laugh. He said, "But Your Majesty, I'm not a very good archer." And the king said, "I saw all those arrows in the bullseye. You can't fool me." And the man said, "Ah, that explains it. You see, there's a reason why I get all of the arrows in the bullseye. First, I shoot the arrows. Then I draw the bullseye." Now, when you're writing as your form of communication, you want your words to hit the bullseye as much as possible. The way to do that is to do the reverse of what we said yesterday. So let's explain the two models. The meta model, META, was designed for use by therapists to pull information out of people so they get a more complete picture of what's going on. The example given in NLP is the sentence called surface structure says, "The window was broken." The deep structure will say something, "The window was broken by Johnny using a rock." So it's a much more complete picture. The problem is that the more complete the picture you give in copy, the less successful you're going to be. Because not everyone can relate directly to what you're saying, so you want to cast your net as wide as possible. Now, if you do that, and you cast an extremely wide net, what happens? You get more people in the net, and then more people convert or do whatever you want. So what are some of the things that you want to do in NLP when writing? You want to use the reverse of the meta model, and this is called the Milton model. The Milton model was named for Milton Erickson, the legendary psychotherapist, the legendary psychiatrist, the founder of modern clinical hypnosis. Now, if your understanding of hypnosis is that people run around on a stage and bark like chickens, then you are not familiar with the work of Erickson. It is fascinating. What Erickson did was he constructed his sentences in such a way so that they were as broad as possible. And when they are as broad as possible, you interpret them and make them your own. That way, you draw the bullseye around the entire conversation. And so nothing ever misses. We'll be back with some stories of Milton Erickson tomorrow. They are fascinating. Don't miss them.